Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play podcast, your daily dose of strategies, insights, and action steps to grow your business and build your freedom. It's time to stop playing small and start making power plays.
All right. Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Valerie Walton here, and I'm very excited to have you here for the Profitpreneur Power Play podcast. So we might as well go ahead and jump right into it. Today, we have a guest who is someone that knows all about building businesses on solid foundations because he has helped hundreds of entrepreneurs do it. And I am talking about my husband, Sonny Walton, who is founder and CEO of Profit Sites. And Sonny is a tech strategist and systems expert with some pretty deep credentials, you guys. He's mastered FINRA Series 3 and Series 34 exams, which deals with finances, and that gives him a sharp edge in strategic planning. He is certified in Google Ads, Google Analytics, and YouTube ads. He's fluent in the language of Facebook ads, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and has built out custom solutions on platforms like Kartra, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, Go High Level, and WordPress. It is so much, it is hard for me to get it all out. And today he is here to talk about a transition that every entrepreneur faces sooner or later. And that is going from borrowed space to your own place, because the truth is you cannot build a lasting empire on rented ground. So it's time to own your space. So without further ado, let me bring out my amazing husband, Sonny Walton. Hello, hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Alrighty.
Good. All right, you guys, y'all ready? I'm going to get out of here. You ready, babe?
Yep.
All right, bye.
All right. So, I hope that everyone's heard this before, but if you haven't, that's fine too. But we have all of these platforms, right? We have all of our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, all of these different things. And they have traffic. Like, those are the places that we go to, I guess, put our message out there, right? Get our messaging out. But of course, we don't want to rely 100% on those platforms, right? You have to have sort of your own space, hence the title of the episode, From Borrowed Space to Your Own Place. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know what happened to me and my Facebook account, but my account got hacked, and it was upsetting and stressful at the same time. And so, when things like that happen, Facebook changes things. I mean, they're changing things all the time. These different social media platforms change things. They change the rules. They change the algorithm, things like that. You have to be able to adapt, and you have to be able to say that that's not going to really affect my business, right? And so we want to put you in a space where these changes won't have such a big impact on your business. So, when you're looking at these platforms, you got to look at it in the sense of, these are rented places, right? These are rented properties, right? You don't own this land. And that's fine in that case, but you have to use it for what it's supposed to be used for. Okay. So, like I said, the algorithm could change. Your reach could just drop overnight. I remember, you wouldn't really consider Google a social media platform, although they did try to make a social media platform at one time. I don't know if anybody remembers Google Plus, but that was a failed project by Google. But I remember Google changed their algorithm, right? They updated their algorithm, and a lot of folks' traffic went from hero to zero overnight. if they weren't playing by the rules that Google set in their new algorithm, right? So things like that. Your account could get banned, hacked like me, flagged. You know, if even if a platform loses popularity, right? I don't know everybody who remembers MySpace, right? MySpace, it was a super popular platform, and it just fizzled out. It fizzled out. So you know, followers doesn't necessarily equal customers. You have to know, there's an art, and you have to know how to be able to take a follower and turn them into a customer. It doesn't just automatically equal that, though. The more the followers you have, the better and more likely you are to have some customers, but you have to market that right. You have to be able to get them from the rented space over into your own space. And so, you know, the stability, right, comes from having something you own, right? You're not constantly changing your own algorithm. So, you know, things like websites and funnels, right? These are your digital storefronts. They're pretty much always open, right? Internet's 24/7. You know, your email list. You know, that no one can take away your email list, right? You can download a whole CSV file of all of your contacts, right? And move them from one email platform to another email platform if you want, right? um your whole contacts list, your CRM, your customer relations manager, right, where you can track leads and conversations and things like that. Even having your own domain name, right? No one can just strip that away from you, right? You own that. As long as you keep up the you know, the renewal, it's yours. Okay. And so um you know, you want to use these platforms for what they're for, right? You can advertise on these platforms, right? You can use them like a digital billboard. You know, but you want to push that traffic over to your website, right? Or your list or your funnel. You want to be able to capture that contact information so that you're in control of what's going on with your business, with your marketing, right? So social media is sort of like, you know, it's the gateway. It's like the porch, right? It's good visibility, it's great visibility a lot of times. Like I said, you want to use social media for the traffic, right? You can get some good reach on social media. If you're doing reels or shorts and videos and things like that, content, right? You want to use that to attract folks to you, right? Start conversations, things like that. But you always want to point people back to your list, your website, your funnel, your offer. Get them into your CRM, so that you have their contact information and they're not simply just a subscriber on YouTube or a follower on Facebook um, or Instagram or something like that, right? Capture the information. And that starts with, you know, of course, making content, right? Making posts, making videos, right? Try to get in the habit of doing some video content. Video content is where it's at. It's a very popular form of media to consume. And of course, everybody knows that YouTube has the partner program, and you can get monetized by YouTube for making content. I think the same thing happens with you know, can happen with TikTok and things like that. But as far as, you know, the payouts go, YouTube is kind of the king there. Um, so so you know, quit some quick wins, right? If you're a beginner, some quick wins. Get yourself a domain name. That's the first thing. All right. Get yourself a domain name, brand yourself with your domain name. All right. You can go to GoDaddy, you can go to Namecheap, you can go to Profit Sites and get yourself a domain. Okay. So domain name, that's step number one. You can set up a very simple landing page or funnel. We have pre-made funnel templates inside of Profit Sites. You don't have to build it from scratch, right? You can start from something that's already pre-built and kind of shift things around, change the pictures, change the words, change the colors, things like that. Okay. Email lists. Okay, get yourself an email list, right? We have email functionality built right into our Profit Sites, so that's not that's going to be very easy for you to do. But there's super popular email list providers. You have Aweber, you have who are the players? Constant Contact, Mailchimp, things like that. So you have a lot of options. But it's very, very convenient to have everything built in one place. Take it from me, someone who's been dealing with tech for a long time. And we used to have to string all of these different things together, right? If we wanted a calendar, we had to use Calendly. If we wanted a website or something, we had to use a different platform, GoDaddy or Wix or something like that, Squarespace. If you want to have a funnel, then you had to use something like ClickFunnels or some other type of funnel builder specifically for upsells and downsells and order bumps and things like that. Having all that stuff in one place, it just gets rid of a lot of headache. Even like automations, we used to have to use Zapier for everything. If you wanted to automate it, connect all of these different pieces of software together. Now you don't have to do that, right? Everything is all housed in one software package with Profit Sites. And then with that, you can also track your conversions, right? Conversion rates, which means how many people are coming through your website, your funnel, and then how many of those people are converting into contacts, right? Are they opting in? And then how many of those opt-ins are maybe reaching out for more information, right? And then after that, how many of those folks who reached out for more information, maybe they set a contact, maybe they set a calendar appointment with you, right? They booked some time with you. And then how many of those people that booked time with you actually made a purchase, right? That's the whole funnel process, right? That's why it looks like this upside down triangle, because there's a lot of folks at the beginning that come into the funnel, but only a few will make it down to the very end where they become customers. Okay. So, if you have, thousands of IG followers, those are borrowed. Okay. If you have, 100 email subscribers, those are owned. Okay. Which one of those do you have the most control of, right? Especially like, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you can reach out and touch and contact those folks that are on your email list pretty simply, as opposed to putting out a post or a video or a reel or something like that and just hoping the algorithm shows your content to your contacts. Okay. You have your email list, you have your list, you can guarantee at least that your email definitely got delivered to 100% of your list. All right. Now, how many folks open the email or saw the email? That's up to them. But, we don't have to worry about when you're emailing or even doing text message campaigns, right? Because we have that functionality in Profit Sites too. You can send mass text out, right? As well as emails. So when you're doing that, you don't have to worry about, I hope, the message reached at least 20% of my contacts, right? Because that's the situation you're in when you're dealing with the algorithm like Facebook and things like that. Your message tends to only reach, especially if you have, a pretty sizable amount of followers, it tends to only reach like 10 to 20% of the folks that you have as followers, as far as it showing up on their timeline and them seeing it, right? So borrow platforms, go from borrowed space to your own place. Okay. And there are some major folks and influencers on social media who struggle with taking their massive amount of followers, right? Hundreds of thousands of followers, and turning those followers into customers. Don't just assume if they have a lot of followers, right, that they're making money, that they have a lot of customers, that some of them don't even have an offer. Right? I've seen this. Right now, I actually saw someone start to work on putting up their offer because they had a lot of followers and they just had no offer at all. So, having that offer, having the end game in mind, also helps too. So I have a challenge, and as I wrap this up, let's do a challenge. Okay, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. If you do not have a domain, get one. Get one. Okay, whether it's through Profit Sites, if you're a member, you can get one right through Profit Sites. Okay, you can get one from GoDaddy, you get one from Namecheap. Okay, grab yourself a domain. All right, number 2, after you get the domain, just launch a simple little landing page, just one page. We don't have to build out an entire website yet. Okay, one page, and you can start with a pre-made template. Okay, you ain't got to start from scratch. Right? If you go on the website builder, you hit new, hit template, start with a template. Okay, and you can browse the templates that are there. Okay, we even have a brand board back there where you can set your logo and your actual brand colors, right? And those brand colors follow you when you're setting up your website and your funnel, right? That is pretty cool. And then number 3, start your email list. Okay, start your email list. Make an opt-in page. Have a place for people to put in their contact information, their name, email, maybe even phone number if you want. And start collecting those contacts and start building up your contacts list. All right, do that. And then share what you did, whether it's in the group, in the community, the Profitpreneur community, on Facebook, wherever. Share what you did. Let folks know what you did. Okay. And that is it.
Awesome. I like it. I saw one additional question though. Let me pull it up here. Filled Lips Destroyed. That's Anna. She asked, can you give us an advanced challenge too for advanced people?
Yeah. So I think one of the other streams I did, we was talking about automations. If you're familiar with tags, right? You can set up tag automations. So when you set up an opt-in form, you can tag those folks with a certain tag, and then according to the person's tag, right? According to the person's tag, you can send out an automated email that goes out to any folks that are tagged with that certain tag. So that can be an advanced automation, advanced challenge to set up automations with the tag. Now, usually tags are going to be, something you set up where you have like, if you have different opt-in forms. So you may have an opt-in form for offer A and an opt-in form for offer B. And so to distinguish who opted in for what, you would tag those folks separately. And then you would send out, of course, separate email messages.
Cool. Love it. All right, you guys. So that's for all the advanced folks that we're jealous of. I'm jealous of. He knows what to do. So this was really good. You covered so much. And what's really great about all of this, you guys, is you can get inside of Sonny's brain a little bit more. Let him pour out this knowledge onto you when you're inside of the community. That is, I mean, if you love this experience, getting all of that in just 15 minutes, imagine what happens when you're actually a part of the community. And just like I had mentioned in the comments, all of these various tools that you're going to need in your business is available inside of Profit Sites. And when you are a member of Profitpreneur, it is included. Profit Sites, the starter package is included for free. So you definitely want to at least get your start there, because you get your domain, you can do all the things that he just advised you on doing right in one place. And all of this, your Profitpreneur account, your Profit Sites account, it all grows with you. Wherever you are right now, you're always looking to constantly improve and grow, whether we're talking business or life. And this is exactly what you're going to need. It's like an accordion. It will adjust according to what your needs are. So that's always going to be important. Okay. All right. So she saw that. She said, perfect. Thanks. And yeah, let's go ahead and close this out, because the reality is, if your business only lives on borrowed space, like social media platforms that you don't control, your future is always at risk, right? Just like Sunny said, here we have, a tech whiz who is not exempt from having your account messed with, and you can't get in. And it's even worse when you have, your he has clients that he works with, and ads that he manages. So, it's really important to make sure that you also have your own space. And thank God he does, because he was able to contact those clients and shut out those accounts and make the necessary changes. Thank God, So, yeah, with all that being said, the real shift happens when you plant your flag in your own place with your own systems, your own website, and assets that you own, whether you are a network marketer, affiliate marketer, or you're looking into creating your own thing. So inside the Profitpreneur membership, we will help you to stop building your future on shaky ground. And instead, we are going to give you the tools, the training, and the tech to create a business that is profitable and protected. So go ahead and start your 14-day free trial. The link is in the description, because borrowed space is temporary. But if you build your own place, it can last forever. All right. So thank you guys so much. And we will see you back here on Monday. Take a breather over the weekend and replay some of these podcasts. And we'll see you back Monday, same time.